YMCA talent show, I am about to flame out before a live audience, and I couldn't think of a single way out of it. I think back to 2002 when I was sitting at my desk in Boulder, Colorado. The desk consisted of a big chunk of particle board resting on two sawhorses. I was inspired at the time to turn what I knew into a manifesto of sorts. Well, less inspired and more motivated. After a few years as an independent behavior consultant, I found myself trying entirely too hard to boil my knowledge base about all cats down to a relatable info nugget for my clients, so we could more readily get to the part where they apply that knowledge to getting to know their cats. As is the case today, but much more so back then, cats are dismissed as being inscrutable, so far outside the behavioral and experiential realm of humans that we have no anchor point to hang a relationship on. I was determined to find that hook. Finding the hook was not about convenience either. Remember, I had worked for 10 years in an animal shelter and was more than a little invested. Far too many cats, millions a year, were, and still are, being killed in these shelters. Time and time again, I would witness a question mark-shaped barrier of communication becoming a barbed wire fence that led to the fracturing of very tender and tenuous relationships. It was the mystery of cats' behavior, their inscrutable nature being fed through the human gumball machine called ego and emerging as a perceived insult, that compelled those frustrated humans to surrender them to the shelter or even turn them loose into the street. I was trying to, at the very least, take the barbed wire off the fence so that the human and the animal could meet there safely and begin the process of deepening, instead of destroying, their bond. One hook that I had already started employing with my students and clients was the concept of the raw cat. The idea that the cat in your lap is, in an evolutionary way, millimeters removed from his ancestors. More on this in Chapter 1. The raw cat represents the innate drives that have influenced cat behavior for the entire time cats have roamed the planet. The need to hunt, the realization that they are in the middle of the food chain, and the need to own and protect their territory. As such, I came to believe that many, if not most, of the problems that my cat clients were experiencing, with the exception of undiagnosed physical issues, could be boiled down to territorial anxiety. The raw cat, content most of the time to stay in a place in the back of your cat's mind, comes screaming to the fore when confronted with a threat to territorial security. Whether that threat is real or perceived matters little. The fact is, if they feel it, they will almost have to act upon it. It's not enough to address the symptoms that become hair-pulling annoyances to us. Rather, we must find the opposite of that anxiety and coax that raw cat quality out to the point where it dominates and eventually extinguishes the anxiety. Back to my makeshift desk. It was very late at night, and I was trying to push through that insistent hallucinogenic moment when sleep would come whether I liked it or not. The risk of going face first into the keyboard was 50-50 at best. I would type, realize that I was in zombie mode, go back over it, erase almost everything, and start again. I was about to pass out, so I got to my feet and started to concentrate on what confidence looks like instead of trying to explain it. Pacing my office, I decided that it was a strut. It was tail up in the backward question mark position, ears relaxed, eyes not dilated, whiskers neutral. No threat in sight, no fight or flight mechanism enacted. Neither the weaponry nor radar was needed. No need to take the feline alert system to DEFCON 1 and unlock the box that had the red button in it, because there was a deep, abiding sense that all was well in the world. This strut was not artificial in any way. It was not a product of how cats want the world to perceive them. In other words, it didn't come from a place of cockiness. It was confidence that could only come from a deep sense of knowing that they own their place in the world. They could go about their day without eyes in the back of their heads, without wondering whether what they owned would be ripped from underneath them. This instinct was so grounded that it was beyond skeletal. It was coming from the vibration of history, a quantum communication, connecting cats to each other through the ages. The hook I was searching for, the thing I wanted humans to relate to, was what it felt like to experience the essence of confident ownership of territory. I thought that if guardians could recognize and massage this presence